All right, we are here with the big winner from Beast Games Season 2, Tyler. Tyler, how are you?
I'm doing so good, man. Thank you for taking the time to have me on your podcast. Truly means a lot.
Yeah, okay, well, we just got done watching the big Beast Games Season 2 finale, and we saw that you basically, you were presented to us as the good guy of the season, really. The one point in which maybe you turned your back on somebody was with August. What was that like to have, been playing the game one way and then having to turn your back on August at that late stage?
Yeah, it was a tough choice. We've been close from the beginning. He's a great guy, a great competitor. Just it was a strategic move just because he's such a great competitor. I know that he would have a good shot at winning. And then it was just really tough because seeing Hannah crying, I want to be a good role model for my boys. So I didn't want to have my boys see it and think it's cool to gang up on a girl. So kind of weighed decision in my head, but yeah, it was an extremely tough position to be in. But I'm just glad everything worked out for me in the end.
Has
Yeah,
he
it
forgiven you?
What was that?
Have you talked to him about it subsequently, or are you guys cool, or is there
Yeah,
still bad
yeah,
blood?
no, we're good. We've talked. We talk almost every day, so we've talked about it a lot. Everything is good. We're both on good terms, so no ill will or anything like that towards each
He
other.
seemed like he forgave you instantly. He was like, "Well, I'm still rooting for you to win, even after it
Yeah,
happened." So
yeah, and I
got
think he
over it.
understood. I think he understood too the move in a sense where he was so forgiving just because he knew he was a good competitor. He had a good social game going, so he had a great shot at taking the whole thing home. So it was just a strategic play, and ultimately it ended up working out in my favor.
yeah, it seemed like right away, a lot of people in that challenge were talking as though they were doing it through alliances, and you could tell, at least in the editing, that like right from the beginning, you were like, yeah, I mean, I won't target you because you might target me and you're right next to me. And Jack is like, well, also we're friends, right? And like, and then you have like August, like, hey, we're gonna do this, right? And you're like,
Yeah, no,
like you just didn't
absolutely.
seem
Yeah.
down for the alliance part of it in that game.
Yeah, no, it was tough because as you move forward, your alliances play a factor and stuff, but there comes a point where that has to go out the window in order to put you in the best position to win. So it was just a strategic move, and it's still it was a tough decision just because of how close of friends we were.
Let's
Were
talk.
you a part of the decision? Oh, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
No, I have something else to ask. So go ahead.
I was going to ask, were you a part of the decision in the next round to then target Hannah? Like, it looked like two of the guys were a part of that, but did you all kind of agree, like, we're all going to like work together, build up the stack of blocks, and target Hannah?
Yeah, yeah, no, I whoever went, I wasn't planning on going to build the blocks. I felt like I was in a good position. So whoever was, if Hannah went, I was planning on helping her out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I had no issues. I felt like I was on good terms with all of them. So I felt like there was a good chance that whoever went would pick me. So I was willing to help out whoever went. So
Quick question in regards to that challenge there, Rob. How long do you have an idea? How long was Brett actually memorizing the thing before he hit the button?
it was probably like 10 to 15 seconds.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it was really quick. Yeah.
Wow.
We got on those polls. I remember being on there for like 10 seconds or something like that. And then I see the platforms coming up and I'm like, "Well, that was quick. I guess someone pressed the button and is willing to take a chance." But yeah, he had help with the blocks, so that really helped him out.
Mhm.
Tyler,
And
do
he
you
had
feel
to make that decision quick too, because if it wasn't him, it was likely going to be Hannah. So
Yeah.
Tyler, do you feel like that you have changed the way that people might think about playing Beast games? Because I think that the conventional wisdom is like, hey, come in and you want to be cutthroat. You gotta be able to really stab friends in the back if you're gonna want to do this. But you really played a game that was a very loyal game. And
Yeah.
often, especially towards those last couple of games, your loyalty was really rewarded by people where we see you getting out of the bribe game. But people just agree, hey, let Tyler through. He's a good guy. So do you feel like that's really the secret to being able to advance in a game like this?
Absolutely, yeah. Because if you come in and you start being super cutthroat, talking too much, saying a lot of things, just being really loud, people take notice of that, and that's what happened to some contestants in the earlier stages. But for me, my strategy was just come in there, make good friendships, be genuine, just be my genuine self, and then just kind of be quiet and just observe. That's what I did. I observed to see how people reacted to certain things, how they thought, what they were talking about, and just pretty much just gather information. And then when the time needed to be made to make strategic moves, that's when I did them. So, yeah, just be yourself, be a good person, and just try to gather as much information as necessary to help you make informed decisions. And that's ultimately what I did, and it worked out in my favor.
What's the adrenaline like when you're in that final challenge with a suitcase and it's basically all or nothing, right? Like you guys
Yeah.
are maybe you're, what are you feeling in that moment? And I'm also curious, you must have obviously known last season Jeff did it in one try and you guys get down to the very end. I was like, how many suitcases are there going to be before they get this? Like,
Yeah.
what was like, why do you think that was like, it took you guys so long versus with Jeff, it was so instantaneous?
Yeah. I mean, the adrenaline was high. We were both stressed out. I was hoping to get it on the first try, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. But as each round went and as the odds started to shrink, it just added more stress to the situation. So we just kind of had to do our best to put our poker faces on and try to make strategic moves to kind of, get them off their attention off a certain case and different mannerisms because we played a lot of poker, Corey and I. So we got pretty good at reading each other. So
It's got to be so hard. Like if he's like, he's got your case in his hands and you're like trying not to crack or show anything. Like, what are you doing to
exactly.
like prevent yourself from giving anything away in that moment? He's like, he's got your case. It's case 7 or
Yeah.
whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
is it this one? What can you tell me about this? Like your whole, like, your whole being must be vibrating.
Absolutely. Yeah. In those moments, I just did my best to stay cool, calm, and collected and just try to maintain the same facial expressions, mannerisms, as I could, as I was doing beforehand to not give them too much.
Yeah, Steven,
And
you say open and find out.
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess so.
Open and
Yeah.
find out.
That's the
yeah,
secret.
I
Yeah.
I wanted to limit as much words as I said, just to not give them too much info. And yeah, I just try to keep the same mannerisms. And then every once in a while, I did kind of throw in a couple gulps to
Yeah.
throw them off, which
Yeah.
kind of got them a couple times to pick certain cases and whatnot. But yeah, I just did what I could to maintain a calmness. And then when I needed to kind of throw them off, that's when I kind of did those different mannerisms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking to that, was it a mistake for Corey to go completely all in on the random? Because as you're saying that you have the opportunity to play defense when you're trying to throw him off and get him to pick a wrong case. But if you don't know which is the right case, then you kind of lose that ability. So was that a mistake to go all in on the I don't even know what case it is?
Um, I don't think so. Because me and Corey, each round leading up to when he started doing that, we were one case off. We were stuck between two cases, and we just happened to pick the wrong case. So we were getting to a point where we were really good at reading each other. But when he started putting the random cases, and he was not giving me anything, I couldn't read him. I was
Yeah.
just, it was super tough to just kind of take a shot in the dark to see which case I should go for. So it was a good strategy for sure. Because it definitely threw me off.
Yeah, my thought was put the check in a random case and then like leave one open and then open my eyes so I know for sure that one case doesn't have the check, but I don't know which case outside of
Yeah,
that one does have it so that I can throw in a gulp for that one,
yeah,
but have no idea about the rest.
yeah. When it was time for me, and I took a page out of his strategy. I was thinking to myself, I could do this, but I want to know what case it's in. I just have to play it off like I don't know.
Mm.
And that's when I kind of manipulated the cases to make it seem like they were kind of offset to throw them
Hmm.
off. So that kind of helped. Plus, just knowing which case it was in too, kind of put my mind at ease to play it off a little bit more.
Tyler, I was shocked at the final three challenge that neither of the guys with kids rang in. You know, I feel like for the one guy without kids, right, Brett,
Yeah.
maybe as willing to take a bigger swing. Was there a number that you were waiting for? Did you just decide in advance, forget it? Like that's bold.
Yeah. I had zero intentions of pressing that button. I didn't know what the total amount it could have gotten up to if you didn't press it at a million. But I had zero intentions because I didn't want to live with what ifs. What if I didn't take this $1 million bribe? What could have happened? So I was fully prepared to risk it all to take my chances at the final challenge. Because as a competitor, I'm not here to just make a quick money grab or anything like that. I'm here to win, and that's what I set out to do. And I know that there's going to be times and chances that you have to take risk, and as long as it's like a calculated risk, that puts you in a good position to move forward. In that instance, I was right there. It was a obvious shoe in to the final challenge, so I had to take that chance, and I was willing to risk it all.
As a competitor, is there any part of you that's like, okay, now me and Jeff, Mono and who's the better Beast Games winner? Who's gonna take home the ultimate? He did win more money than you, but
Yeah, I did.
that's because somebody flipped a coin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that would be awesome to compete against him. He was brought into the
Hmm.
season two, so that was awesome to have that reveal. And it's really cool because I was one of the first persons to greet him, and we became really close friends. He bunked right next to me, so got to pick his game or his head, and he gave me a lot of like advice from the game of how to like play it, move forward, and stuff like that. So it would be cool to go against him, or even more so, just to continue to work with him.
Hmm.
So he's such an awesome guy. I love his family. I love his cause, and whatever I can do to help advocate for him and his cause, because he truly means a lot to me. He's such a good guy.
Were you mad that you Monica sold the coin when you found that out?
Honestly, I wasn't really that mad.
Hmm.
I fully intended to come in to compete just for the 5 million. Anything on top of that would have been a cherry on the top. But I remember telling her, I was like, hey, if you sell it for a large amount of money, good for you. I'm happy for you. You can get the money that you deserve. If not, and you flip it, even better. But you got to do what's best for you. So I wasn't really upset with that. She did what was best for her, and I'm happy it worked out for her.
I gotta ask, how long between coming back, after that, do you get to tell your wife? Because like I don't know how you can keep that secret for more than a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, so they were completely fine with me telling my wife. I ended up telling her because I got back that at night, and then we ended up sitting down, and I broke the news to her the next day. Because yeah, like you said, I really don't know how long I'd be able to keep it from her. Because as soon as I got back, she was already hounding me with questions and stuff, and I was like, maybe let's just wait till tomorrow. We can
Yeah.
set it
You've
up.
been
I think
gone
they
for
want us to
45
film.
days. What happened?
Exactly, exactly. So I was like, maybe just we'll wait for tomorrow. So maybe we can record it because I think they want all of us to record the reactions and stuff. So
Hmm.
it was definitely tough, but yeah, she found out right away, and then yeah, I didn't tell anyone else. It was extremely hard to keep to not tell my parents. They didn't find out till this morning.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was awesome to see the reaction. I legitimately thought my mom was gonna have a heart attack with how excited and like she was reacting. I was genuinely concerned there for a little bit.
Yeah. Tyler, what did your
How
kids say?
Um, my kids don't actually know yet.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're at school right now,
Oh my God.
and then we'll watch the episode when they get back. So
Surely they're checking their phone or something. Maybe they don't have one. It's cool.
no, they don't have. They're too young for phones right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But Yeah, they have no clue yet, so I'm excited to see their reactions. Plus, I couldn't tell them because my son would he's almost 5. He would definitely say something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Mhm.
couldn't take that
Can't
chance.
trust him.
Yeah.
He's gone to school and have been mentioning Lamborghinis and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know where you're getting this from, buddy, because he didn't even see the episode yet. No one told him anything, so maybe someone told him about that episode. But
Mm.
yeah, he would definitely spill the beans.
I'm so curious. $5 million, obviously, so much money. How quickly do you go from like celebration, this is incredible, to like, okay, how much in taxes is this going to take away? What is this going like? Like, when do you start thinking about the practicality of what this does for your life and how much money it actually is and where you're going to put it? Like, when
Oh,
does that happen?
absolutely. Yeah. I immediately thought of that. That was one of the first thoughts that I had when I won. Because I'm a person that likes to invest. So definitely was thinking about, okay, what would be the best legal team to hire, best tax strategist to work with to help me put myself in the best position to make sure this continues to grow and to just, help my family and put them in a good position moving forward in life to make sure they're set. So it was definitely one of the first thoughts I had. It's very stressful because a newfound wealth, it's a lot of money, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I want to make sure I do everything to the best of my ability to make sure it continues to grow and to make sure that we are set in case one of us wants to stop working, so we have that passive income. So it's definitely a lot of talks and communication with individuals to strategize like the best plan moving forward of what to do with the money. So
I'm sure Jeff has some good advice for you.
yeah, yeah, no, Jeff. So I got an NDA for Jeff, so he was able to find out that I won a little
Oh.
bit
That's
beforehand.
cool.
So I've just been picking his brain. He
Hmm.
has a wealth of knowledge that he's been sharing with me of what to do and not to do from his experience. So just having him in my corner, having him being able to share this wisdom and just giving me great advice has really taken a lot of stress off my shoulders. So I appreciate him so much. He's such a good guy, and he's been looking out for me ever since. So
Tyler, were there any big parts of your story that you feel like we didn't get to see across the 10 episodes of Beast Games?
not really too much. I'm a pretty goofy guy. I like to have fun and joke around, so maybe some of that. But for the most part, like I'm a pretty laid back, optimistic guy that is just looking for good vibes, to be around good people and just have a good time. I think they portrayed me pretty well, just with who I am, what I stand for, and my why. So I'm glad that that was portrayed of who I am. That's what I try to be. I try to be a good role model for my kids and others, and I just want to inspire people and pay it forward.
What was the most challenging moment for you on the whole show? Is there any points where you were like, I don't know if I can go on, or like I think this is going to be it for me? Places where you really thought you might be eliminated, or even just personally didn't feel like you could continue.
Definitely the cubes. That was a tough situation to be in, especially not knowing about the second deck that Jack had. So when Sue flipped her card over, I thought it was a 9. I pulled an 8. I thought it was a 9 because it was upside down. So I saw the bottom right number.
Hmm.
I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like I've just been eliminated. My time is done. But after like a couple minutes or so, when I reflected back and looked at the card, I realized it was a 6. So I was like, oh, wow, that was super close. Like I'm so lucky to be here. So I really thought my time was cut short there. And I was stressing a lot because most of us have seen season 1. We know what the cubes entail. We know how much of a mental mind game it is. So it was definitely tough, and it was definitely very hard to be in there, just with good people. So
Tyler, what was it like for you during the bribe game when you're one of the first people you go through, I think, on that first round, and then so you're on the sidelines while all of the craziness is going on with all the money changing hands. What was it like just to be a spectator to that?
yeah, I was just very thankful to get out when I did. because that was super chaotic. After me, Hannah spent all of her money to get votes to go through next, and then Jack spent most of his money next. So to make it out the first round and to still keep what I came there with money wise was so humbling. It was such a humbling moment just to know that a lot of people thought highly of me to push me forward. And then the chaos after that, I was thankful to not have to be a part of that, because when they were starting to do things face to face and making those decisions, that was tough. I would have a hard time doing that and trying to lie to people to their faces and stuff. But yeah, I'm just thankful to have been a spectator on the side, because that was chaotic.
It seemed that a lot of the game kind of came down to this like core alliance that you guys made really out of the gate. That sort of like
Yeah,
brought your whole crew mostly to the end. Like,
yeah.
what do you attribute that to? Like, was it something about those people? Like, what made your alliance different from other groups in the game, such that you guys really did get all the way
Yeah.
through?
Yeah, we just had so many moments where we made our bonds closer. We were together all the time. We usually we didn't branch out too much. So we spent a lot of time together. All those guys are great guys. So just getting to know them on a more personal level, and then just sharing our minds and coming up with game plans of what to do, what to expect potentially moving forward, and just speculating really helped us, build our relationships closer. Really helped us move forward in the game, because our bonds were so tight. We were able to lean on each other. So having that, where as opposed to some other teams didn't have that, it really helped propel us further in the game.
With the coffins, when you went out and took the money from the million, I'm very curious because obviously Nick took 250, which then changes the calculation.
Yeah,
And then we saw other people like August like be like, okay, well now I'm going to divide it by, 9 or by 8 or whatever. But you just straight up took the 100K. You didn't do any
yeah.
dividing, but you also didn't get in trouble for it at all. Was that on purpose? Did you kind of be like, I think I can still take 100K and get away with this?
Yeah, I mean, I told everyone, like, hey, like, because we kind of speculated what was going to happen, and I just based off of season one, and I told everyone, hey, I'm planning on taking 100K. I'm going to keep my word. Obviously, if there was less money there, I would have taken less of a share, but there was still a lot, and I didn't want my decision to be affected by other people's decision with taking money. So I felt like I was just going to stick to my word and take 100 grand, because that's what I told people what I would do. No ill will towards Nick for taking his money. I was very happy that he took that amount, because he deserved it. He turned $1 million down for me and my team, which allowed me to stay in the game and ultimately make it to the end. So I was completely fine with Nick taking his share. I was just fortunate enough to be picked to go up third and just leave with some money. So
Yeah. In that bribe game where the final six were determined, it seemed like from watching it, I just assumed that you guys all had to have decided that Monica got a bribe, right? Like that's and like that was why she didn't go through. But it wasn't totally clear to me who knew what when, like what degree of certainty did you have? Like what did you know when about Monica? And do you think if she hadn't taken the bribe, she would have gone through instead of Brett?
yeah, it was just, I think there was like a lot of speculation, because I think other contestants were asking to see the coin and she was very reluctant. So that kind of led us to think like, huh, maybe she doesn't have the coin anymore. And then when she took $0 for that split, that was kind of a little bit suspicious too. But yeah, I mean, who knows what would have happened if she didn't sell it or was honest with it. She could have potentially moved on, maybe not. Uh, yeah, who knows? She was a strong competitor, so I don't know, because I know a lot of people saw her as a threat. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air what would have happened if she just was honest with it or if she didn't sell it. So
All right, Tyler, anything else you want to make sure that people know about your victory here in Beast Games Season 2?
just extremely thankful for all the support and love that I've received today and just over the last 10 weeks of or 7 weeks of the episodes coming out. I'm looking forward to doing good with the money, taking care of my family, but also paying it forward to help out others. So appreciate the love and support. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your schedule to, get me on your podcast.
Of course.
And it's truly been an honor.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tyler, thank you so much and all the best and congrats again on the big win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.